What's going on, guys? I know it's been a minute since I made a video, but I wanted to make another video today because, I had an idea coming to my mind. Usually I'm always super excited to work on my businesses, go to the gym, do this and that, do all these exciting things in my life because I genuinely am very passionate about everything that I do. But today I woke up not feeling the best, and, I'll kind of give you guys a rundown of how I usually, structure my day. So, I wake up, I spend time with God. I go to the gym, I work on my businesses. I have several other businesses that you guys probably don't know about. I do quite a bit of things. I'm telling you that because I want to kind of tell you what happened today. So I woke up, I didn't feel that great, but I still spend time with God. And whenever I spend time with God, it's not just 30 seconds like a lot of people do. I genuinely spend a lot of time with God because, I believe that, God gives you wisdom, guidance on where He wants you to go, what you should do. And just it's a great way to start your morning. So, I spend time with God. I still did that today, even though I didn't feel the best. I still went to the gym. I still stuck to my diet. I still got all my steps and I still hit a workout. I did everything that I was supposed to do, and in the middle of working out, literally my hands like turned blue and I got really cold. I don't know what that was about. Obviously I didn't feel good, but I still kept pushing through. I had to go work out with my aviation refinement business. So, I went and I did that as well. And then there's other businesses that I have as well. As you guys see, I post online, I post, motivation. I want to inspire people, show them what's possible. And I have to post on like 7 or 8 different accounts. I still posted on all of those. If I was to take a day off, like today would definitely be the day. I woke up not feeling great. I could have just slacked off, not did anything. Made an excuse for myself to not do anything. And that's why a lot of you guys are not successful. You guys run off of motivation and not discipline. A lot of the time, things are not very motivating. Like, for example, with posting online, you have to post every single day. And like I said, I have 7 or 8 different accounts that I post on. I have a business account, I have a fitness account that I just started not long ago. I have other accounts. Like I said, my goal is to inspire and motivate people because obviously you guys have seen how fat I used to be when I was growing up, and that I didn't grow up in a wealthy family. So, I have to figure things out, by myself and with God. And with that comes a certain level of discipline that you have to put in because, like I said, if you're off of motivation, your posts get, 1 like, 2 likes, 3 likes, like you're gonna stop. But to me, it literally doesn't matter if it gets 0 likes, 5 likes, 50,000 likes. I will continue to show up every day, do what I need to do, and keep pursuing my goals and my dreams. Same thing with my other business, the aviation business. Like, yes, it's hard work. I could have easily skipped that today. It's hands-on. Like, it's not super hard work, but it's obviously like physical labor. So I could have skipped that today. I could have skipped the gym. I could have skipped time with God. I could have just spent time in bed, ordered a pizza and donuts. But in reality, I decided to stick to that discipline, spend time with God, hit the gym, work on my businesses. If you are somebody that runs off of discipline, you will become successful because motivation dies out within a couple of days. And it's very hard to be motivated for months at a time. Like, let's say you're working on a business, you're not going to see results for 3 to 6 months, but you keep doing it, you keep showing that discipline that you have, you're going to see results. Same thing with physical fitness. As you guys have seen in my other posts, I used to be super fat. Like, you're not going to get skinny overnight, you're not going to get ripped overnight. It takes discipline, it takes long periods of time of hard work, without seeing results. But if you keep showing up, if you keep showing discipline, you are guaranteed results. And that's something that you guys have to realize, is that the way to become successful is with discipline. No matter what area of life it is, if you don't have discipline for it, you're not going to see any results. Like I said, whether it's a business, whether it's a relationship, whether it's your relationship with God, whether it's your physical fitness, you have to realize that discipline is literally all that matters. But let's say you're interested in a girl. Like, if you pursue her, with discipline, and I'm not talking about in a lustful way, like only if you're ready to get married, otherwise don't be pursuing women, I'm not gonna lie. But let's say you put in discipline with that, you're actually going to be pursuing her for the right reasons because you have a big enough reason why. But if you're just pursuing her based off of attraction, like, brother, you're going to give up so quickly because I promise you're going to come across somebody that's way more attractive probably within the next week, and you're going to be interested in a whole nother person. But if you have discipline and you actually have a big enough reason why you might be pursuing that person, pursuing that business, pursuing that fitness goal, pursuing God, you will stick to it regardless of what circumstances are around you. Like I was saying with today, I woke up not feeling the best. I could have literally just said no to everything. No to the gym, no to spending time with God, no to working on my businesses, no to posting. But I still did everything. I spent a lot of time with God. I spent time at the gym. I hit my steps. I stuck to my diet when I could have ordered a pizza and just ate like garbage. You know, I still post it on every account that I have. And like I said, I have 7 or 8 different accounts that need to be posted on multiple times a day. So, you know, it takes a lot of hard time and work, and it takes discipline because, like I said, I don't care if the post gets 0 likes, 5 likes, 10 likes. That doesn't motivate me. What motivates me is knowing that it's going to eventually reach somebody that needs to hear it. That'll help them change their life. And that's kind of how you guys have to operate. If you don't have that discipline, if you don't have a big enough reason why, you have to find one. Otherwise, pick something that you're passionate about because, like I said, motivation runs out so quickly. Because when things get difficult, and I'm not talking financially difficult, when things get difficult like physically, or you just don't feel like doing it, you're not going to do it. It's as simple as that. If you don't have discipline, if you don't have a big enough reason why, you're going to stop showing up. I have so much things that I want to achieve in my life, and that's why I have to have such a high level of discipline, a higher level of standard for yourself. Because, you know, as soon as you realize that you have to have higher standards to achieve the goals that you want to achieve in life, that's when things change. Because, you know, like I said, obviously I do aviation refinement. That's my main business, but I also have other things that I want to focus on. Obviously, like I said, I used to be super fast, so I want to motivate people to, you know, change their physical shape around too, because that's such a huge part of my life as well. Like I don't have the best genetics, I'll say that for sure. But, and, you know, obviously no disrespect to my family, I'm just, you know, saying how it is. But obviously I don't have the best genetics. I know the struggle of losing weight. I know what it feels like to, you know, keep showing up every day and not seeing those quick results that so many people want. That's why all these workouts are popular, you know, 3 weeks to shredded abs. Like, brother, I promise you that kind of stuff doesn't work. Like, if you're extremely overweight, you have to apply such a big level of discipline. And, you know, like I said, I'm super passionate about that. So, you know, I started another account not too long ago, a couple days ago, posting about fitness. I'm going to dive a little bit more deeper into that as well, because like I said, that's something I've been super passionate about since like the age of 15, ever since I started my own journey. The reason I'm making this video is just to show kind of how discipline plays a big role in every successful person's life. Any entrepreneur that, you know, any person that's close with God, any person that has a good relationship, it requires discipline. So much more discipline than you could ever think of or imagine. Like, if you want to be in that top 1%, even 10% category, like, you have to realize that you have to put in so much discipline, because motivation is not going to get you there.